On. Okay, I'm still missing something in shot on the dock. That's what I wanted to try and find. What I'm still missing here. Damn it.
Okay. I remember this problem years ago as a child as well. It's just a few miscellaneous things that you can break now. A couple of boxes and some other stuff. And just some other, like, kind of off the beaten path areas. Because this is part 2 to Talk on the Dock. Like, meaning you might have actually messed up. Part 1.
Because this game kind of has a fetish for hiding crap off camera.
Yes. Scooby.
That's
Scooby-Doo. Scooby. I'm
the...
pretty sure you can smash the fish barrels. All the barrels with fish in them if you ram. Yeah. And away we go. That's it. It's off camera and it's the barrel. Okay. You missed the barrel. You missed it. It's right there. Easy. Should have said to do that when you came back. I forgot you didn't have to be smashy smashy. Smashy smashy! That was one of my favorite hit and run quotes. What are you trying to...
Trying to get the sandwich. Yeah, I don't need it.
We never commented on it throughout the entire game, but some of the leitmotifs in this are just Scooby-Doo openings. Scooby-Doo, where are you?
I almost did at some point, because at some point off recording you said why do, like, you have non of 100 Fright music stuck in your... And I, like, remembered that later thinking about it, and so I wanted to say...
Because it's instrumental!
I wanted to say that was the case, but got caught up in other shit.
It's this game! Because this is another good example of something. This music is kind of based off leitmotifs from the actual Scooby-Doo show, not like one of the openings, but
then, which case we need, we need to not shut off out of the fear of it triggering the Warner Brothers copyright bots.
I haven't had any copyright notices in this.
Oh, I guess might as well deal with this one. Oh, fuck me. Can we not 100% and say we did? It could end at 99 and no one will notice. I just need to not save after a certain point.
Okay, you liberal. Look at the liberal only going halfway.
I don't know how to respond to that. That just makes me think of that fucking, like, Sonic thing of why do so many on the radical left participate in speed running?
To, talk about the game for a microsecond, remember, there are snacks all over the ground floor, too.
Yes, I know. I kind of want. Like,
I know. I'm just
this
making.
is infinitely harder to do, so I'm trying.
No, I'm just making a point.
Though I will be fair and admit, like, waiting and coming
back here with upgrades fixes a lot of the problems, but it's still obnoxious.
Oh.
This area is hated, and speedruns generally skip this area because they just don't like it. This area was seen as just kind of bad.
Because it is.
As the locals say, macho no bueno.
Like, well, look at...
Which is dumb rudimentary Spanish we break out all the time, which roughly translated means big no good.
How the fuck do I get that?
Gotta believe! How do you get what?
It's like, there's just a platform...
Platform?
Over
one
here.
button.
Oh, that was the button you...
No.
on.
There's...
Oh, fan.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, monster token.
It's wind, so... Yeah. What you just did?
Oh, that's going to be awkward.
Not entirely. One, with the trampoline, if you just hover down into that. Or do whatever the fuck you did. There's the monster dog. And the tar monster.
Yeah.
Which was not... Which is an example of, like, one of the monsters that was outside of the realm of...
And because the game isn't going to kill me, look at that. Like, look at the artifacting on that. That's a stand-in cell right there.
This game homages a lot of the 60s show, but it also homages some of the Scooby-Doo follow-ups.
Yeah.
And the original Night of 100 Frights, that PS1 game that never came out, they planned to have 100 villains in it. It was going to be Night of 100 Frights, because you were going to have to fight 100 villains.
How many did this game end up with?
This game has, like... It's like 15 or 30, but the crazy thing, it's like 15 or 30 that were not used in the original Night of 100 Frights PS1 game. People made a joke between what was supposed to appear in the original Night of 100 Frights and what is actually used in this game. That, other than like one or two fringe cases, they pretty much technically modeled every major Scooby-Doo villain from the original 60s show and like some of the classic 80s follow-ups.
Seem to have everything in...
Button.
I already hit that button. That's what got that conveyor belt.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think you got everything then. This is the other reason this factory is dumb, because if you missed a snack, you have to... Looks like you did, though.
At least the hover and the double jump make this so much better.
Yes, but the one or two miscellaneous... Because damn it, we played this before, but going back to this years later to 100% it, not completely remembering where everything is just by heart means, okay, it's like, where is the, like, snacks we missed? Oh, I vaguely remember that area, or, yeah, I don't remember this at all. Oh, game. The PS1 game, like, was super high concept just because I love the... Hey, on a PS1, let's make you... Because it was not a 100 Frights, because you had to fight 100 villains. Which also makes you realize that the Scooby-Doo show had a lot of villains.
Though you then remember that, some of them were, like, a kind of generic, so it's one of those stuff balances back out. It's
more just impressive for the time, but... And then that game is basically you're running around on a full motion video.
Time to wander around aimlessly.
And while the demos that exist of the game that are just, like, beta builds mostly don't work, people did rip all the cutscenes out of the files.
Of course they did.
Including the unmasking of the villain.
It's one of those, I just expect the internet to generally do things like this.
It was the security guard. Which is funny, because the security guard is from one of the levels that doesn't work properly.
Yeah.
So if you played at least that...
Oh, damn it, not bad enough, dude.
You should have followed up on that joke from earlier, not a bad enough dude.
I know there was that line of snacks, but I saw the box right here, so that's why I was going over I'll be fair, well, it's still, like, kind of time-consuming and shit. It's like, the second room of this area, this one isn't that bad, because it doesn't have the focus on conveyor belts.
It's more about just...
This area is too fucking big.
There you go.
This area is just big. That's a sort of really funny thing about this area. If you notice, this area has like a lot more like sort of checkpoints and shit to start at specific areas. Like that button I just hit. I think this will basically take me to the end. Yeah, this is, like, where I was a minute ago.
It's just a lot of...
Where the divers were.
Yeah. The ghost of Captain Cutler.
Damn it. So close. Can I make it? Ah, the one time there's not shit collision.
Talking about the PS1 game for just a minute, because I found that beta so fascinating, because while a lot of people thought the whole running on a, like, pre-rendered video idea was kind of dumb, like, a lot of people said, well, this is kind of high concept and weird. The attention to detail and the love for the series in a lot of ways eclipses the game we actually got. However, some people make
It's also one of those, that's what happens when you're working with, like, hand-drawn sprites and shit versus having to model everything, and not only having...
It wasn't hand-drawn sprites. No, everything was modeled. Even the pre-rendered video was modeled. The only thing that was hand-drawn was cutscenes. No, everything was everything was modeled, which seems to be why the game.
Damn it.
Which seems to be why the game's frame rate is choppy as hell, because of all the modeling. But it is pretty impressive for a PS1 game, especially because while the sort of demo of that, like, in-development build is broken and confuses a lot of people, people actually love the concept of running around the area finding an important item that's supposed to be like a clue, running to another area and having the clue actually activate something. The funniest part, and this is just one of those, like, no one, you know, would have accounted for this, but...
Am I going in circles? Oh no, part 3.
None of the items are properly programmed into that beta build, except the flower. And the flower doesn't do anything, because no one can find a contact for that flower. And the one security guard that doesn't load because that level is broken, the flower was his item, and then the security guard is the villain, and the hint for the security guard being the villain involves that flower, so the one item sort of left in that game's code ties to the villain, but you wouldn't know that because the level doesn't work.
That's what happens when something is, you know, an in-development build.
Mystery Machine is also, like, missing its wheels and shit.
Okay, let's be honest, the Mystery Machine in this game doesn't really look the best.
That one looks worse.
Well, it's just, you know, naturally going to be hardware jumping shit.
Well, it was also a beta build of a game that wasn't done.
Yes. Perception.
I just find the game interesting because it's like, it's weird seeing a beta version of a game that had completely different gameplay. It's not like this was the gameplay and that the PS1 game had like this gameplay, but on the PS1.
And like the areas were cut down in size because of this.
In a lot of ways, it was technically bigger than the final.
But that's because of the, like, fuckery they used to get everything because of the whole full motion video thing.
Which causes some chunky frame rates.
God damn it, depth perception! No, the internet's right, this area is ass.
Scooby-Doo. That's what I was talking about with leitmotifs. Scooby-Doo.
The part of what makes this area so...
You saying goddamn depth perception makes me think of a Mario ROM hack.
Was there like a ROM hack which, like, name is a joke about, like, depth perception or something?
It is a ROM hack that turned Mario 64 into a, isometric optical illusion puzzle platformer.
Why would you do this?
What?
Why would you do this?
What do you mean, why would you do this?
Why?
Oh, okay. Joking aside, they had a good reason. They entered that in a hacking contest. And that was one of the most unique hacks presented because it turned the free camera of Mario 64 into a restricted camera. And was built around limited camera movement.
Well, I thought Mario 64's camera was already restrictive. You see, it's a joke that the game's camera is aged like cheese.
It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So anyway, did any of you actually try out the one development build of the PS1 version of this game? That build was dumped online and a few other builds were also dumped. So it is entirely possible to run those in a PS1 emulator. So a lot of people have messed around with the PS1 version. Like I was saying in the part, it was far from complete. And a lot of what we have is somewhat awkward, but people looking at the game files have basically figured out more or less exactly how the game works, and I learned later that the different development builds that also got leaked help paint a better picture for that. At least I remember somebody saying that another more up-to-date development build was found and dumped. Overall, I think the PS1 version is pretty ambitious, and I would be interested to see an alternate world where the game actually got released properly. I find the PS1 version to be super fascinating because the progress on that specific version was pretty far along, at least in the one development build that was dumped. People said another development build was dumped, but I never looked into that. But anyway, I need to be wrapping this up. I just find the PS1 version to be incredibly fascinating because of how radically different it is from the version of the game we actually ended up with. Anyway, you can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.